Procrastination and creation. What do I have to say about that? Two things. Well, many things. But most of what I've said, most of my tools in that PDF, I made a creativity PDF. It's got everything I know. You can go and get that down. There's a link. That's my technical way of showing you a link. And but that aside, there's two immediate things. These are my main ones. One, if I know I have to do something tediously boring, I will force myself into a cold shower. That immediately wakes me up and brings everything into alignment. You're shocked into action. Number one, but that's not my main go-to. My main man is choosing a time to start. For example, a very common one for me is 2 p.m. Sometimes there's 11, there are various times, but mornings I spend exercise, cold swimming, all that, but 2 p.m. is my kind of sit down. It's a focused time I have, and that seems to work. Setting a time, it's like setting a date with myself. It's like I go to work at that time, and maybe other people work with inspiration. They just wait. I've had partners who write songs and they just feel inspired. I will never sit down and write if I work to that agenda. For example, I have an album called I have an album called While the Heart Beats. I literally would book a rehearsal studio. I could write at home, but I would book myself in to force myself to sit and write, because making art is not comfortable all the time. You confront all kinds of emotions, all kinds of barriers. It's not all parties and dancing, and not for me anyway. So I do have to be quite militant. So 2 p.m., how did that work for me? Well, some of you might know my song Suddenly Afternoons. That started at 2 p.m. in Rome. I was in Rome in an apartment, and at 2, the alarm went off. I sat down, I picked up a guitar, and I started singing. Did I have anything to sing about? No. Does it matter? No. I just sang Suddenly Afternoons seem much longer as I ponder the reason for these 5 paper mache walls. I was in a room. It had 4 walls and a ceiling. I called it 5. I could have called it 6 with the floor, but I didn't. Anyway, so that's how I started that one. I procrastinated on starting writing again, understandably, because I had written a song called The Song I Just Wrote, and it's a very good song. And a lot of the time when you channel a very good creation, you can find it daunting, like, oh my God, how am I going to top that? At least I did. I was like, it was just this gift that came. I don't believe I write the songs. I think, wow, that's a really great song I got to be part of. And of course it filters through my experiences, the lyrics. I get to dabble a bit, but that was pretty much a well-crafted song that it came through. So I was very scared that a new one wouldn't come. I don't know why, since the universe is limitless and abundant. But I used that. Procrastination, the point is, it doesn't matter your reason for procrastinating. It can be all kinds of emotional things, and if you'd like to go into that with me, let's have a chat. But it doesn't matter why. What matters is, Nike got it right. You just do it. And that's what I find setting a timer does for me. Just go, okay, 2 p.m. you start. And another reason people cannot start, say, oh, I don't really have enough time to go into it. That's a big one. There's 2 big lies. One is, 30 minutes won't be enough. How do you know? You don't know. Show up, see what happens. Number 1. Number 2, the house needs to be cleaned. This needs to be done before I can start. XYZ needs to be before I can. If you've got that format, it's a lie. I'll just let you know that right now. This needs to be done before no, that doesn't work. But today I fell for that one. I was like, my house needs to be immaculate, and I've got people to help me to do that today, so it needs to be perfect before I fly to Europe. Everything needs to be perfect. And I'm thinking, no, this is really not true. And I knew it wasn't true, and that's why I thought, I'm going to come out here, share a real-time experience of life as a creative, like many of you are, and explain. And my way around that is like, no matter what, at 2 p.m. you're sitting your ass down and you're gonna start recording those new songs. And I kind of treat myself like a kid that doesn't want to do their homework, and when I start doing it, I like it. Not always. Songwriting can be hard. It can be kind of like pulling teeth, especially like when you don't get a song. Like recently, I literally spent a week showing up every day, showing up to the easel, and nothing. I've never had that. It was just fucking nothing, because I had so many blocks in my head. What was the block? The block was my voice has changed, and I'm finding it very difficult to sing any of my older songs. And I thought, what was the lie? I can't write without my old voice. One morning I did a meditation. I was like, what is the biggest stumbling block at the moment? I've spoken about this in another video. What's the biggest stumbling block, belief I have? And it was like that I need my old voice in order to write. And I was like, okay, what could be a new thought? And a new thought was, my new voice has the ability to touch the world, or something like that. Something that seems grandiose, but or something that couldn't be imaginable to me because of how limited I feel vocally right now. But I was like, okay, let's run with that. And I sat down and started writing again. But it was because I kept showing up. I kept sitting down. I kept showing up for the discomfort, it was awful. Just to try and write, have nothing, really being enjoying playing the guitar, yet not able to look for a melody, not able to find a melody. And I was like, stop thinking you need fucking loads of notes. You don't. Who says you need a lot of notes? And and I definitely wrote from where I'm at. I feel like that's one of my massive tools. I've spoken about it before, but really, when you work with your truth of where you are, it breaks everything open. But you don't end up writing about your truth if you don't set that timer. For me, this is these are my tools. Other people can just sit on a beach and be hippies and make stuff. They open their eyes and feel inspired. This is not me. I mean, occasionally, like, some beat will happen and I'll write some lyrics on my phone, and that definitely happens. I'll get an idea like that. But ultimately, to craft that thing, I gotta sit my ass down. Anyway, just that's a little tool. I'll just share tools every time I run into a bit of an incident, a hinge of any kind. I'll just make a video and hope that you find it useful. If you do, let me know. If there's any other videos that you'd like about creativity, if there's any questions you have, feel free to send them through. And if I can help you in other ways, not an OnlyFans kind of way, but creatively, let me know. That's all I got to say. All the links for things are down there. The PDF I've got, which really has all the tools that I know. I'm sure there are more, but that's my toolkit. On that note, I hope you're enjoying my Australian nature. I thought, I should bring you guys something lovely, something exotic, and bring a smile to your day. That's all I got to say. Much love, happy creating to you, and voila quoi. See you on another exciting episode of Creating what should I should call it? Creating with Nadeah. I'm not. I'm calling it Creative Alchemists, because that is what you are. If you're making stuff, you are transmuting emotions. You are transmuting emotions and giving them light and allowing them to connect with other people and making the planet a beautiful place. I call that alchemy. Anyway, now we've done many accents that were really unnecessary. Have a great day.